in a motoring world filled with so many choices and so many categories and niche markets, one of which has become the city car and boutique hatch, a market that was basically started by the original new Mini. The Fiat 500 fits into it, the Citroën DS3. Well, Opel decided to bring us the Adam. You can see a little, almost A category city car, 2 doors, very cute, great styling, and of course one of the features that they did decide to bring with it was the fact that it's customizable, and there's so many options and customs you can have. One of the features or facts of a little city car is that you have a very little boot space. With the back seats up is about 170 liters. You also have your toolkit and some of the upgraded sound system underneath over here as well, because this is not just the normal Adam. This is called the Adam Rocks, and you've got that interesting styling over the C-pillar and rear quarter. And I'll show you, the Rocks has one very unique feature regarding its roof, which makes it stand out from the crowd. Let's take a look what it's like inside. Okay. Behind the wheel of the Opel Adam Rocks, it's one of these cars that is a little car that feels so much bigger, especially behind the wheel. You do, of course, have your standard multifunction steering wheel with lots of functions, your cruise control, your telephone, your sound system, etc., all over there. In front of you over here, you do have your standard trip computer as well in the center of the screen, with, of course, the rev counter and speedo over there. So it is very well equipped. You can see very neat dash over here with an interesting sort of effect on the dashboard. Just looks pretty different. You go down to a touch screen over here, your infotainment system touch screen over here, which does have your audio, and Opel have a system where you can set up navigation through your cell phone if you wish to use a navigation function as well. Over here you've got a very smooth and slick acting 6-speed manual gearbox. You want to play with this car, you can, because on a weight of about 1100 kilos you have got 85 kilowatts from a tiny little 3-cylinder 1-litre engine and 170 newton meters of torque. So it certainly does have pretty much a nice bit of go to match the show, and the show is to a large extent what a car like the Adam is about. Being the Rocks and being a sporty version, you also have the aluminium effect pedals down here, which also makes a bit of a difference. And again, the Rocks, they've tried to make a few different features, one of which is this one, which I love, is you press a button and it's not your standard sunroof. It's an almost convertible effect that you do have, opening the soft top above you to give you, of course, some open top, open roof motoring while you're about it and while you can enjoy that. The Adam, as I've said, is a little car. So back seat, let's take a look at what life is like over there. The driver's seat is set for myself, so you can see I can fit quite comfortably in the back, but there is not acres of legroom. But this is not a car you buy for that function. It is bought as a little city runabout. There's definitely room for 2 in the back pretty comfortably, and with my hat on, there's kind of just enough headroom clearance for me over there. So definitely livable, but it is your city car and you can't escape that. One of the other facts I find interesting, and that does confirm its city car status, is the fact it's got a tiny little 35-litre fuel tank. Consumption, well, it's going to depend on how you drive it and how you use the performance available to you. That is always going to be a function. You'll probably average, if you don't use the performance too often, you should average around the 7 to 7.5 litres per 100 kilometers, which is, with this performance, I think a nice return and certainly more than acceptable. Price-wise, well, the Adam range starts in the upper 100s for the lesser versions, which have the same engine, but the absolute base version only has a 5-speed manual, not a 6-speed. That's a choice you can make, but it comes in just under 200,000. This version being the open top shell, we call it, version 287-100. for a boutique hatch, well, it's in the ballpark with its competitors, that's for sure, with the cars I mentioned earlier that it competes against. So it's certainly a choice you must make for yourself. Other features on the rocks: 17-inch mag wheels come as standard, and it certainly is done to look a little bit stronger than the base versions, but it is, and I repeat again, a boutique hatch essentially made for city driving. It's in a little niche, got a couple of competitors, but I tell you, lots of fun to drive, great performance from the small little 3-pot engine, and I think a good competitor in its market niche.